Hello, I'm Mitchell Barnes, and this is my short story that I have created. And little disclaimer, I'm kind of a bad reader, so, I'm definitely going to mess up on many words, so, you know, who cares? The days of Scoop at Subway. 6 a.m., Scoop's phone rings. "Scoop, where are you?" said the mysterious man on the other line. "I'm at my crib, dog. What you mean, where are you?" "Miss me with that, bro," said Scoop in a very angry voice. "What about work, Scoop?" said the man. "Work? I retired 25 years ago. I'm done with that shiz, dog. You already know this," said Scoop. "Scoop, we need you. We are falling apart over here. We need you one last time. One last ride, Scoop. Our last score. Are you down, Scoop? Just this one last favor for me," the man repeated in a very alarming voice. Scoop knew who it was. It was his past co-worker, DeBrickashaw, at his old job, Subway. Scoop said to give him 24 hours to think about it. The last time Scoop had stepped foot in a Subway, him and his whole family almost died. He was making 8 meatball marineros for his family and was cooking them. When he opened up the oven, the meatballs exploded from the heat and boiling hot meatballs went everywhere. 6 people died and 13 got severely injured. Scoop got third-degree face burns while his family got similar burns. Scoop tears up every time he hears about Subway. The time when Subway was in the news about Jared was a very tough time for Scoop. The next day, Scoop called back to his old friend, DeBrickashaw. "I'm game for the job, but we're playing by my rules this time, boss." "Don't you remember the last time we played by your rules, Scoop?" DeBrickashaw stated in a very serious tone. "Yeah, DeBrickashaw, I remember. We were the best Subway on the west side of the Mississippi." "But Scoop, that's not how it is nowadays. Things have changed, man. Have you forgotten about the collapse of 2003? DeBrickashaw said. Scoop had totally forgotten about the collapse of 2003. The collapse of 2003 is still under major controversy even to this day. Both of them started to tear up while they were thinking about it. The collapse had caused Subway and Preston to close up 15 minutes early due to a situation that had happened. The lights were starting to flicker while Scoop and DeBrickashaw were working one night. They were mopping up the store, and in mid-splash while Scoop put his mop inside the bucket, Subway's lights had just gone out. Scoop and DeBrickashaw didn't know what to do. Scoop suggested that they would stay in the store and be the only store that was open. DeBrickashaw said no because of the security systems were down and all of the phones were down. Scoop and DeBrickashaw had decided on closing the store up for the night. It was a very hard and difficult situation and choice to make, but it had to be done. "Brick, check me, dog. I don't like to talk about that. We should have done it my way and we would have been chilling, you know what I'm saying?" Scoop exhaled. "How about we ask the man, Scoop?" "The man? I hated his guts, you know that, DeBrickashaw. If I see him, I will get into a confrontation with him." The man they were talking about was DeBrickashaw's other co-worker, Wooden Tunnel. "DeBrickashaw, I can't work with Wooden Tunnel. Don't yous remember the last time I worked with him, bro? We got in a mad gunfight." "Of course I remember, Scoop. It was all over the news. Who couldn't forget the Preston Massacre of 1997? It was late at night, and Scoop and Wooden Tunnel were working together. It was a very slow day that day, and Wooden Tunnel loved to mess with Scoop on slow days. Wooden Tunnel would walk right where Scoop had just mopped, or another time he was in the back on his break, and Scoop was outside helping a customer, and Wooden Tunnel just kept turning on and off the opening sign. It was really annoying Scoop. Scoop repeatedly told Wooden Tunnel to lay off the lights, but Wooden Tunnel just kept doing it. Scoop got too much of his stuff and grabbed his AK-47 that he had underneath the cups and pointed it at Wooden Tunnel. It seemed to be less than a microsecond. Both of them had their guns out. Wooden Tunnel had a rocket launcher that he kept underneath the desk in the back. Scoop hopped over the counter and started shooting while Wooden Tunnel shot the rocket off. The whole store exploded, and the next thing they knew, the cops were surrounding them. Scoop was real sly with the cops. He always seemed to get out of the worst situations with them. Scoop somehow managed to tell the cops that an underground volcano exploded, causing the big explosions. The cops said they were very sorry and they headed back to their station. It took Subway 5 years to rebuild from the mess. "Scoop, please, just start over with Wooden Tunnel. He's a good man. He's changed," DeBrickashaw insisted. "Give me one good reason why I should trust that math." "He got a new foldable Samsung Galaxy S10. DeBrickashaw, you better not be clowning. You know that I'm a man who doesn't like to be clowned around like that. I swear on God, bro. He's got it, and he said you can see every hair on a person's skin," DeBrickashaw said. "Fine, only if he lets me try VR and I'll try to be friends with him. Deal! D'Brickashaw was determined to get Scoop and Wooden Tunnel back to working together. Scoop, meet me at the top of the Empire State Building 0600 tomorrow in a normal spot. Sharp. Scoop knew what had to be done, and with little hesitation, he reluctantly agreed with D'Brickashaw and left that night. New York, New York. Scoop woke up at 5:30 in the morning, dazed and confused because of where he was. He was so tired and stressed out from the night before, he had forgotten he was in New York. Once he remembered what he was there for, he instantly snapped out of bed, and his sleepiness had worn off just like that, but the stress had arisen on him. Scoop had gone inside the taxi cab and headed off to meet D'Brickashaw. When Scoop arrived at the Empire State Building, he went to their normal meeting spot. He knows D'Brickashaw, but Scoop had also seen another person right next to him. Scoop was the first to talk. Hey D'Brickashaw, good to see you, player. Who's your pal? Ha ha ha. I'm surprised you don't remember who this is, D'Brickashaw stated while laughing hysterically. It's Wooden Tunnel, Scoop. Wooden Tunnel! Scoop got hit with the haymaker when he heard the news. You've changed so much, dude. Greetings, Scoop. Yes, I may have changed greatly since you have last seen me, but one has to recollect that I was only 7 years of age when this had happened. Scoop, I am now a man now, and I am outrageously sorry for the ways I have treated you. I was only a young lad. Scoop, please. Scoop could tell that Wooden Tunnel was very sorry for his actions. I accept your apology, my G. Don't be acting all touchy-touchy with me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to cry now, Wooden Tunnel. The two made up and shook hands, and then D'Brickashaw exhaled. We got some work to do, boys! Heck yeah, Scoop and Wooden Tunnel shouted. Fellas, I have an idea that will work 100% of the time, and it will get us back on top. D'Brickashaw was very clear with his intentions, and Scoop and Wooden Tunnel realized that. We have to do the $5 footlong again. $5 footlong, Brick? Scoop was very optimistic about this. Yeah, I'm not too sure about this, D'Brickashaw. It was hell last time we did that. We couldn't keep up. It was suicide. Wooden Tunnel spoke in a very uncertain tone of voice. Please, guys, we got the dream team for this. If we stick together, we can handle it now. They will remember our names at Subway forever if we pull this off, D'Brickashaw said. There was an awkward pause for about 10 seconds until Wooden Tunnel interrupted, saying, I'm down. Everybody was looking at Scoop for his vote. I bet. Scoop was skeptic about his decision. Okay, great. Let's meet at Subway in Preston, and I'll see you guys before opening on Monday. Preston, Washington. Scoop showed up to the Subway and saw D'Brickashaw waiting in his car with Wooden Tunnel. Scoop got in, and they spoke about the finalization of their plan. The boys walked up to the store, and D'Brickashaw opened the door. They walked around the counter, and right when they turned on the lights, they heard a beep coming from the meatball cooker. Scoop walked up and read it. Time left, 10 seconds, from Jimmy John's. Holy frig! Jimmy John's planted a bomb in the meatball cooker! They must have heard of our plan! The boys were running out of the store, but it was too late. The bomb had boiling meatball all over and killed everyone in the whole complex. The only person who was partially alive was Scoop. Scoop crawled out of the store and saw his whole family watching from the parking lot. They were going to surprise him on his first day working since his past incident. They ran up to Scoop to comfort him in his final minutes. Scoop told his son, Scoopy, about his plans for Subway and to finish what his father couldn't do and to get Jimmy John's back for what they did to D'Brickashaw and Wooden Tunnel. Scoop later died in a car accident on his way to the hospital by Jimmy John's delivery driver. Scoop's family tried to sue, but the lawyers said how they couldn't find any evidence because of the heat of the meatballs from the explosion. Scoop's family never ate at Jimmy John's again, and that was all in the days of Scoop. Boom, baby.